The principles of reparenting are as strong as I told you. What are your real needs? Where in your life you can recognize, like, do you feel hurt? Do you feel pain? And instantly try and reflect to yourself. Question number 3, where did I feel like this before? Where did this pain first come from? And it can come, any younger version of you than you are right now in the present self is an inner child, because it's a younger version of you. Most essentially, though, when you go to your youngest version age, like in your subconscious mind, anytime below the age of 18 is so essential. So what if I don't remember where these things came from? Very valid point, because your brain, as I told you, it doesn't want you to keep living only in those memories. It lives in the subconscious, but not in the conscious. So you don't remember them. You feel the effects, but you don't remember the memory because your brain blocks it out. But your body never forgets the feeling. Have you recognized how sometimes when you're on your own, you're alone, you feel really lonely. You can feel really sad. You can feel like you want the love of a partner or somebody else, right? But it's not because someone came to you and said, haha, you're alone, you suck. Or like, someone keeps reminding you. You just have this feeling because it's a feeling that reminds you of not being loved. Have you recognized that sometimes when you're on a date, someone just simply has to not respond to you? That's it. They're not even calling you a piece of shit. They're not insulting you. They're not shaming you. They're just not responding to you. But it triggers you so aggressively. You're like, why would they not respond to me? Why are they ghosting me? So disrespectful. These people have no understanding of this. Maybe they even died. Who knows? But maybe they're just ignoring you. But it hurts so much, not because of their actions. It hurts so much because their actions remind you in your mind that you're not worthy enough to be chosen. That's what you believe from your old stories. And that's why it triggers you so much. Otherwise, when you're in a place of total like self-love and alignment, you would even say to yourself, whew, man, I probably dodged a bullet because I want someone who communicates well with me, right? So why would I go after someone who's ghosting me? Why would I keep trying to convince them? Doesn't that make sense? Next question, I'm going to challenge all of you. How many of you would like to be in a relationship with someone who truly communicates well with you? Raise your hands. Okay. Now, hands down. How many of you, by the same token, have at least once run after someone who hasn't responded back to you in time? Yep, some very similar hands up there. Exactly. Don't you want a good communication relationship? So how do those two things align? Exactly. It's because you're not meeting those needs yourself. You're wanting someone else so desperately to meet them. So you want to prove to yourself, to convince yourself, to go after someone and change them. Because here's the craziest thing. Most often than not, we want to change someone in a relationship or in a partnership because then it makes us feel like I have changed my childhood story. Finally, I'm lovable because I can convince this guy who's emotionally unavailable to love me. That means my dad really loves me. That means finally I'm lovable. Both of those things will never happen. So how can you actually make that happen? By you convincing yourself you're lovable, by you showing up for yourself. So we've got to the third point, which is, okay, going back to earlier memories, earlier wounds, and earlier feelings. If you can't tap into the memory, it's okay. Sit with yourself and try and tap into the feeling of where this is coming from. Try and tap into the feeling of what it feels like to be lonely. You don't even have to know where it came from the feeling of what it feels like to be rejected. We all know that feeling. You don't have to go back to the first memory you had. Sit with that feeling. And then what I like to do is something called association. So then I'll think, okay, let me think of my little inner child who's sitting there feeling rejected. What does he look like? I can still remember he had these cute little denim suspenders and he's sitting with his legs hanging off of he's sitting on a ledge. His legs are dangling there with his bubble gummers and his shoulders are drooped and his curly hair and he's just sitting there sad. I don't want to see him sad like that. So then I go and I pick him up and I hold him and I swing him from side to side and I soothe his back and I run my hands through his curly hair and I say, you are so lovable. I will never let anyone leave you alone again. I will never leave you alone again. I will never keep you away from love. I will never hide my love from you because you deserve it no matter what. And then when I give it to him and I soothe him, it's incredible how your body responds to that. Incredible. The science has shown that you actually spike your immunoresponse. Did you know that? That means after doing something like this, you can push up your immunity, your defense mechanisms, your body starts healing. It sends out and secretes growth hormones that allow you to heal injuries you've had in your body. That's how incredible this work is, just simply by doing that in that part of your mind. And then your life starts to change from there. So you've got to the feeling, and then it's all about in that moment. Here's the biggest question, which you've already asked before. In that moment, what is my inner child really wanting? In the moments you're sad, in the moments you're hurt, in the moments whatever, what is your inner child really wanting? And then you can answer this last question. So you can journal this question for yourself. How can I give it to this little being, or even to myself? I asked you to do this when I asked you what your needs are. And you'll notice this is all connected. Your needs are basically coming out when that little being is acting up. So your responsibility is, how can I learn to give it to that little being in the moment? Now, here's a piece of real honesty. This work is very difficult to do by yourself if you don't have the training. You need to have that guidance and that support. The Gauntlet is our subconscious reprogramming and inner child program. And it's evolved from like where we did. It's been running for 3 years. It's the reason the inner yats exist, because it became so successful with the results all around the world, literally right from like the Middle East to the Africas, to the UK, everywhere else. We have coaches now set up everywhere. It's become so successful because of what it does to people, how it changes people's lives and the love that they have. So if any of you are really interested in doing this kind of work, into doing the depths of like right until the Gauntlet, only right now we're offering like an end of the year discount. So if any of you are ever interested in that, I don't know if you've booked your accountability call and spoken to our coach. They'll probably be the best people to give you guidance from it. Are you hurting from shame, loneliness, toxic relationships? Do you want to break that pattern and create a beautiful, loving life for yourself? Well, my name is Yats, and I'm an inner work and relationship guru. And I have helped thousands of women and men from all around the world learn to become their best selves and have the lives that they truly want and desire. This channel was designed for you to be able to heal those old wounds, be able to become and elevate your best self, and to love your life really that you have right now. And I offer an 8-week program called the Gauntlet, which takes you on this amazing journey of healing those wounds. And I also offer in-person live retreats all around the world where you can access that same level of healing and empowerment. I want you to do something for you today. I want you to watch some of these videos. And if these videos hit close to home, they resonate with you and they're giving you some inspiration, then I want you to subscribe and share it with somebody else who needs it. These videos aren't just for someone to consume. They're meant to inspire people to take action. And if you want to take action in your own life, jump in the comments, watch the videos, send me a DM at the Inner Yats on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.